Hey everyone, this is Steve Weintraub with Collider, and we are back at our South by Southwest studio with the fine folks behind We Strangers. How you guys doing?
Good.
So listen, first of all, I really want to say congrats on your film, and I have a lot to say, but I like throwing some curveballs at the beginning. If you have directed a lot of stuff, a lot of TV, a lot of other things before doing this, and you've maybe acted in one or two other things, if someone has never seen anything that you've done before, what is the first thing you'd like them watching and why?
I'm gonna think about that.
Okay, as you think, I'll talk. That's an interesting question. Well, I have to say, this film, We Strangers, and I'm not just, I mean, it's the first feature I've ever directed, and people say, you know, film is a director's medium, TV is a writer's medium, theater is an actor's medium. So for me to get to make this film, I feel like it's the greatest expression of me and my collaborators I can't speak for you, but like, I really feel like this is my greatest, truest expression of what's inside me. So I have to say this film, because it's the longest thing I've ever written and directed. Do you know what I mean? It's 100%. Like if you talk to me for 5 minutes like a short film, or you're talking to me for like 80 minutes like a feature film, you're gonna get to know me a little bit more. So I have to say this.
Yeah.
You don't have to say.
No. I was distracted by the fact that I saw your rings and thought I forgot my rings. I would honestly, again, yes, I know we're here to talk about this, and that's why we're in South by Southwest for We Strangers. But I would say We Strangers. I think it's the most honest piece of work I've ever done. I think it's the most honest piece of work I've ever been allowed to do. I've had time, the space, I've had my input valued in a way that I've never had on any project. And I think that for me, this is the thing that I would point people to and say, this is an example of my work that I want you to see. And this is what I feel like if I'm allowed to do what I think I can do, this is the result.
And that's because of your scene in the bar.
Yes, if you let me dance around in a bar. No, that's because Anu is an incredible director who I honestly would work with over and over and over and over again. Hopefully we get the chance to forever. I think everyone should be, I think now everything moves so quickly. You know, I mean, even like coming in today, everything we're like forced through the mill that we sometimes forget that we are creating art, and our job is to show life and show the complexity, the nuance, the messiness of life. And we don't get a chance to do that most of the time, unfortunately, in the very job that is meant to do that. Yeah. So I was able to do that, and that was lovely.
I definitely have to say, because most people watching this will not have seen the film yet. So how have you been describing it to friends and family?
Oh, I mean, well...
I showed my mom the poster last night. I was like, oh, by the way, that's why we're here, Mum, is for this film. And she was like, oh, okay. It's not well.
It's so funny. It's your job to ask you questions, and I'm acting like so surprised, like you are, like the fact that you're asking questions is surprising to me. Of course you're gonna ask that. So I mean, so the film follows Ray, who's played by Kirby, who has like a happy family life with her mom and her best friend. She helps care for her best friend's kids, and she works as a commercial cleaner. And then at one of her jobs, she meets this Indian man who's a therapist, and he invites her to clean his house. She accepts the job because she needs some money. And she quickly gets pulled into his family life, and he is married to a white woman, and race is important in the film. And she starts working for his family, and she soon finds out very quickly his mistress's family, another white family right down the road. And as she starts working for these families, she very impulsively tells this lie that she can speak to the dead, that she's psychic. And they very quickly, too quickly, believe her. And she starts to essentially use that lie to manipulate them and basically take power in these spaces where she is not seen and doesn't traditionally have power. And the film really is born from my and then a lot of our collaborators' thoughts, and everybody gave themselves and gave their input here, but it's born from my sort of desire to look at what assimilating and code switching and being a chameleon does to a person. How when you sort of have these tools to be a chameleon, to read a room and to change who you are, to be, especially when you're in places, when you're a minority in spaces where there is a majority, that can be an incredible superpower. But I was thinking, what does that take from you? If you spend all of your time changing who you are for others, that takes away from your ability to really find out who you are. And I sort of started to be like, well, what if you were Ray and you were just like, I'm going to use this to my advantage. I'm going to have fun with this. Because what I love about how Kirby plays Ray is she never seems low status. And it's an incredible feat. Like, she never seems bothered by these people, even when there is internal struggle, because by spending all of this time kind of mastering the rules of the game in this other world, it is taxing on her life and her responsibilities with the people who need her and depend on her. And so really I'm just trying to track like how good it feels to take power in spaces that don't want to give you power. That feels really good. And then it starts to, the weight of that feeling takes from you. And really all people want is to be deeply themselves. And that is like a forever journey. If you are feeling othered, is to feel deeply yourself all the time. And that's what I'm exploring, and we talked about a lot.
Yeah.
What was it, a little generic, but I have to ask, what was it about the script and the project that said, oh yes, I need to do this?
So the script has changed many times, as they are wont to do. I think that what attracted me to it was this idea of, I think the idea of power and the idea of how you're viewed versus how you view yourself. For example, a cleaner, I think most people don't think about the life of a cleaner. Most cleaners come into a space, they are there for a reason. But by the way, it is, I think, one of the holiest jobs you can do, to clean a space. You can, particularly when you talk about, when I like Roberta, who my character is very similar to, is that we met a woman called Roberta. She had her own commercial cleaning company, just to give you some backstory. And I cleaned with her. I went into spaces, and perhaps in a place like this, like a big convention center, it's not so noticed. But when you go into smaller places, funeral homes, tax offices, where you build a relationship, people's homes that have been, people who have been evicted, you realize the power that you have, but it's this very silent power. And I found that playing a character that felt so deeply empowered, but was viewed as sort of lower status, but like Anu said, has never seen herself as that, was very attractive. I think it's a story that is, I think it makes you think. It makes you look at people very differently. And also, like, for this is not the question you asked, but for this role, I literally went in and cleaned places. Like, I cleaned in one place in particular that was really, really stuck out to me. It was in Chicago. Roberta and I went into a mall at night once it was closed, and we cleaned the Lego store. That's a contract that she has. And no one knew that I was an actor clean. No one even looked at me. No one looked me in the eye. We sort of just came in and we did our job. And it is so interesting to me to be so anonymous, but yet have such an impact. And then you go home and you live your life, and you are so completely and fully yourself. And you are not someone that people sort of who they avert their eyes and they sort of mumble the list of chores to you. And so I felt like that is an incredible character to play, an incredible person to sort of illuminate for the world.
Yeah, I have I can't. I was wondering if anyone would recognize you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, it never happened. And I worked with Roberta for about 2 weeks cleaning. I cleaned a funeral home, fully cleaned a funeral home where they were setting up for a funeral, and there was a body in the room. Cleaned the whole room, cleaned, like I say, cleaned in the Lego store, cleaned the small, like a tax office. Was never recognized. I was very rarely even looked in the eye. It was an incredibly humbling, illuminating experience that I will value and think of for the rest of my life.
Before I run out of time with you guys, because it's going to happen pretty soon, we're doing a supercut of everyone who's coming into the studio, and I'm asking everyone the same question. So I'm asking you guys right now, which is, if you could only watch one TV show for the rest of your life, what TV show would it be and why?
You only watch one TV show? It almost feels like the answer I'm going to give you doesn't feel like a very film festival answer.
I want to hear it.
It's going to be Sex and the City.
Really?
Yeah. It's like so easy, so watchable. I love the clothes. I love the way it looks. I know it should be something way deeper.
No.
But it's that. All of them. Even the new ones. My baby.
So good.
I mean, I'm just a fan of your work. That's it. Forever on loop. I'll watch it. It'll be in the background.
Even the new ones. There's gonna be more. So
I'll be watching.
They might make that show for the end of time. Like they might never stop.
Hope so. I hope so.
That's a really good answer.
I've heard so many different. I've heard everything as an answer. It's been great.
Yeah.
Just hearing that, because it's a peek into people's lives a little bit in terms of like what they like, or you know what I mean.
It is the idea of only watching one thing over and over.
It's because it's forever. It's like it can't be something that's heavy and is going to make me depressed from it. So it has, it's over and over forever.
And also, the more you watch it, you're going to start to really love it, and then you're going to start to go, I can't watch this anymore.
Yes.
There was this blogger, or maybe filmmaker, film critic at Northwestern. When I was at school, I didn't go to Northwestern, but I was obsessed with their blog. And they watched Julie and Julia every day. Peter, you'll love this. For 365 days.
Oh my God.
Every day.
Okay,
and they would write about it. And it was so, you have to check this blog out. It's so old. I don't even know if it's still on. And every day to watch this person start to lose their mind and then come back to Julie and Julie.
I think that's incredible.
It's so funny.
The dedication to make sure I can't even, I want to keep learning Spanish, and I'm trying, but I drop off, to do that every day, to 2 hours of your life with the film and then to write about it.
And they didn't even like the movie that much. They just chose the movie and were like, I'm just going to watch this movie. And then the way this person has an arc of loving it, hating it, feeling like they actually are understanding it on like the highest level. And then also starting to feel like they're losing their mind because they watch nothing else.
That's terrible and fantastic. I wish I had that's.
I think they chose the wrong movie, but to rewatch.
It's funny because I think that when they started, they didn't. There's a blog about them being like, I didn't know.
Movie though.
There is
no right. What would that be?
There's 2 of them. That's Dazed and Confused. Because why not? Dazed and Confused. Come on.
Okay.
I'm joking about that, but not really.
Okay.
And also The Devil Wears Prada. Oh yeah, The Devil Wears Prada. By the way, fantastic movie. You guys are all looking at me like I'm crazy, but no.
The merit of the movie.
I'm joking, by the way. There's no movie to watch for 365 days.
That's the thing. It's like, I don't think there's any piece of art.
Devil Wears Prada is pretty awesome.
But at some point, you're going to get sick of the movie. I think the only thing I could watch forever is a video of the sea.
I have a movie I think I could watch. Maybe at least for 100 days. Have you ever seen Crooklyn by Spike Lee?
No, I've talked about this a lot.
That film is one of my all-time favorite films, and that film, I think, if any film, so this is what polar opposites. My TV show is Sex and the City. My film is Crooklyn. I could watch it every day.
That's high art, though. That's a great
It's fantastic.
Answer. What do you love about Crooklyn?
I love the main character, Troy, the little girl. I think I could watch that and understand her, as every time I've watched it, I understand her better. And I think I could understand her better every time. That is like a character that I think I maybe first saw myself in on TV. I love her.
By the way, I never got an answer from you in terms of what show.
Because I don't really believe in the merit of the I don't know. I honestly, unless it's a video of the sea, I'm just thinking long term. I'm taking your question very seriously.
Sure, I can tell. I honestly can tell.
By year 10, unless it's a video of the sea, I don't think like water.
Yeah.
I think it would drive me, like that is basically like, how do you want to be tortured? Because whatever thing I love, I'm going to start to hate.
Sure, I think maybe.
But you want this to be a supercut. So you just
Well,
want me to, like,
you don't have, no, but like I've had people who've
Real
thought about it.
Housewives.
People have thought about it in terms of, well, what show has had like 25 seasons? So like they've gone for like South Park or Family Guy or like things that have been on the
I
air
see.
for a really
Right.
long time.
Yeah, yeah.
So they've thought about it like that.
I guess, okay. Then I guess like Sesame Street. Because I would learn
Yeah, that's
all
good.
the time.
That is
I
a
would watch
really
your
good
episode. I get to
answer.
that like year
I didn't do
7.
Sesame Street.
I thought you did.
No, I did the other one, Waffles and Mochi, that is kind of similar.
I know you did some kid
yeah,
show.
But I would have
I've
loved to be on
actually-
Sesame Street. Also, who did Sesame Street? And I love her, Erica Badu. She did a great episode of Sesame Street.
I would
Yep.
get to it at some
You
point.
would get to it.
I really
yes.
thought you did some like kid
I
show.
wish. Is Sesame Street still on?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think. Well,
That's the
I
thing.
think so. I could
I
be
would
wrong.
love that. That's a
'Cause
great.
you would
I think
learn
it is.
something and you
It
would
is.
just keep going. You can kind of grow
That's
with
a
the thing.
great one, and you'd learn, and you would not take. That's fantastic. It was brilliant. That is honestly brilliant. I think that's brilliant.
I'll be honest. I did not expect it to go into this direction of the interview, but it's fantastic. You know what I mean in terms of. But listen, because I'm just about out of time, and I just have to ask an individual question, and I apologize. You probably might remember that I am kind of a fan of Neil Gaiman's work.
Yes,
and
I do remember.
and so I just have
Read
to.
about it many times.
I just have to, say I'm so happy that it's not season 2. It's just more episodes of Sandman.
Yes.
Netflix has been very clear about this. that is,
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's
Yes,
just,
it's
there's-
not season
It's
2.
not season 2.
It's more
Yeah.
episodes.
So what has it been like going back to get to play Death again? What can you tease?
Oh, well, it's been fantastic going back actually, because there is this season. I think fans will be very, very excited for the episodes. I think as ever, Neil, look, it feels like the show is like a two-way street. You know, it's not just us putting something out. It's Neil listening, responding to the fans, and then in turn giving them the things that they are asking for, yelling for, begging for. So I think fans are going to be really excited to sort of have these stories expanded and have the complexities and the family and all of those dynamics, see them even more this season. This continuation of episodes.
Exactly. When do you guys finish filming?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
That's the truth.
I don't finish
I don't
filming.
ever finish filming. We just continue the filming as we continue the episodes. I don't know, because there's been so many things that have changed over the last year in terms of filming scheduling. I truly don't know.
I was only asking that because I could tack a year on and be like, that's when it's coming out.
Oh yes.
You know? Like,
yes,
wait.
yes. No, it just fell. It just literally fell. I saw it in my peripheral.
And I will say that I'm really looking forward to Interior Chinatown, which I believe you worked on. And that's just, I just want to throw that out there because.
You're giving me a bone. I want you to
No, I mean, I'm-
do a spoiler of Sandman so that people will watch our
Watch
film.
this. Oh, well, because I know that would be
No,
good.
we could
That
just
would be good. Then we could really get everything. Let me think of a good. What could be a spoiler that doesn't get me sued?
I'll ask a question.
Yeah.
Which will because in the first season episodes, I believe you're only in one episode,
am.
and with the additional episodes, is
Yes.
death a bigger part of the show?
Yes. You know the title this is going to be is like We Strangers. Yeah, exactly. Kirby Spoils Sandman. Something about We Strangers. Something like that. But
That's great.
yes, yeah, no, that's
what I
great.
want.
That's great. We'll Trojan horse them into this. I am in more episodes. Death is a larger part of this season, and there are some incredible stories with the family that I'm very, very excited for fans to see. Is that a spoiler enough? Make that the top. Yeah.
But by the way,
as she's
you know what's
alive.
really funny is I'm glad you understand. Like I try explaining this sometimes to publicists and people that sometimes when you talk, and I know I got to wrap. I know I can see but sometimes when you talk about multiple things, it engages more people who might not like the.
Are you taking note, Lauren?
No, because sometimes people don't realize that like when there's a project like this that people haven't heard of, you combine the things together, and then all of a sudden you have these fans that are hearing
That's
about
true.
this project,
Crossing over.
and all of a sudden they're like, oh wait, I want to see that too.
Yeah.
We made an art film. Like we gotta go work to get somebody. To
Yeah,
see this movie.
I'm gonna find out what spoilers I can leak throughout the day.
Hey, listen, I have a lot of other questions, but you can see your team being like, you need to walk out of this room. But I also, it's hard I'm really looking forward to people seeing the movie, but I'm also looking forward to talking to the film more in depth when people have seen a trailer and you can actually get in there and like talk about specific stuff like you're dancing in a bar. And you know,
I mean, that's like, as you can see, like Kirby's such a storyteller, and we love, she's such an incredible storyteller and is so a searcher and seeker of truth that we made this film. I want to talk to people. I want to hear what they think. I want to hear their interpretations. And, you know, so I would love to talk to you more.
Yeah, we would love to talk more about it.
I really want to say sincerely congratulations on your feature debut, and I really hope you're making something again soon.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
I hope so.
On that note, you guys have a fantastic day, and good luck with all your speed dating.
Thank you.
Thank you.